Look at that ass, my lord. Check 1, 2. My name is Adam, and this is Dating Destruction. We're going to be discussing in this video approach anxiety. The fact that this is something that you have to deal with when you're going out to meet women in the bars and the clubs, in the day, wherever you're at. Even if you're meeting people in your work, other men, friends, you got to go out and you got to chat. You got to put yourself out there. You're going to be drawing attention to yourself. It's pressure from the environment. You're kind of the center of attention, and you got to get used to that and realize that just like in anything, every single day is a new day. It never goes away. Some people might wish or think that after they've done this for a certain amount of time, that suddenly the pressure's going to go away. It's just going to get easy. You're just going to go out, be able to pull any girl you want when you go out. But the truth of the matter is that it never goes away. Every day is a new day. Just like the work never stops, just like to stay at the top of any pursuit, no matter what you're doing, you gotta work to stay at the top. Just like a champion in boxing or maybe it's an athletic pursuit, a sport, they don't stay at the top. In every season, they gotta put in the work. There's extensive amounts of training, extensive amounts of effort, and even then, sometimes you're going to fall short. So realizing this, that this is something that never goes away, that there's nothing wrong with you, so that you might be doing this for over a decade, like myself, 12 years of studying social dynamics, reading books, going out, meeting new people, putting yourself in environments that are unpredictable or foreign to you. This never becomes easy. And if it is easy, that means you're not challenging yourself. If you're not falling down, if you're not failing, that means you're not challenging yourself, which means you're not growing. You're sticking to your comfort zone. So the way that you grow is you get out of your comfort zone. You're constantly doing things that are pushing your limits. So whether in the beginning you just approach old ladies, a cashier, you're just making conversation with anyone, maybe that's hard for you in the beginning. Later, you might start talking to girls that is very low pressure. Maybe it's only just one of them sitting alone at a bar or a club or out in the day. But then you're going to notice that there's girls that are appealing to you, and they're in groups. They're around they're around friends of theirs. They're maybe around other men are present. And if you don't go and challenge yourself to go into those sets and start learning about group dynamics and being able to socialize with everyone, then you're going to miss a lot of opportunities there. And then even when you go out, one day you might get warmed up. It feels like you get into a flow. You start talking to a bunch of people. Maybe you get a bunch of phone numbers. Maybe you even meet somebody and you end up having a romantic time together. And depending on what your goals are, you go back out again the next day, but you realize that pressure is back. Those worries, those fears, that discomfort is back again. It doesn't go away. Every day is a new day to challenge yourself. So it doesn't get easier. You just get stronger. You get better. You get more skilled, to the point where then you enjoy that process. You almost become masochistic, where you enjoy the pain. You realize that the pain and the suffering is actually what is getting you better. And then you might not even want to pursue something with a particular individual in a night, because you know by getting in more reps, by talking to more people, by challenging yourself emotionally, you're actually developing a higher level skill set. But then of course you're in this for a reason, to make romantic connections, to make friends, to network perhaps with people for your business, or you realize there's other valuable relationships that you can create with people, and it isn't just about having sex. So the thing is, with this pressure, one way that you could correlate this or more understand this is by comparing this to something like, say, an MMA fighter or a boxer, somebody that gets in the ring and they fight for a living. Well, at first, when you're getting punched in the face, when you're in these confrontational moments, the adrenaline starts rushing. It's hard to think. It's hard to execute your game plan under those circumstances. But as you continue to put yourself in those positions time and time again, You start to get more comfortable with being with fighting. You start to get more comfortable with that pressure. You get more comfortable with the adrenaline rush, to the point where then you can start moving more. You can start thinking under those circumstances and start executing your game plan. Well, the same thing when you're out in social environments, especially high pressure environments where there's competition, there's other men, there's attractive women, there's alcohol flowing, loud music. That can be a lot to deal with when you're not used to that. So maybe at first you're just acclimating yourself to the environment. Again, you're not being hard on yourself, and you're understanding that we are all human. We are all subjected to these same kinds of pressures, but the only difference is that somebody's been in that position before. They've subjected themselves to that stimulation enough times where then it dulls that experience to the point where then you're able to then think more clearly in those moments. You're able to become more comfortable in those moments. What I like to say is you find peace within the chaos. Just like a fighter finds peace within the chaos, a martial artist finds peace within chaos. When you're out socializing, you find peace within those environments. Learn to calm yourself. Learn to take a breath. Yeah, sometimes you're maybe not self-aware. You're running around. You become frantic. Open here, open here. You're not really thinking about what you're doing. But then what you want to develop is the ability to be self-aware, not to the point where you're overthinking things, but to the point where how's your breathing patterns? Calm yourself. Take a moment in between a set, which is a group of people or a person that you're going to go and meet. Take a moment to breathe, relax yourself, take the pressure off, find that peace within yourself, then go do the approach. Over time, you're going to learn to do your open, move things forward, go for a close. And then eventually you're going to start having success in this area because the belief is that you're no different than anybody else. A lot of this game is also belief systems. What are your beliefs? Do you believe this is even something that you can cultivate? If you don't, then you've already failed. Do you believe that you can succeed? If you don't, then you've already failed and you won't even try. Do you believe it's all about looks, or do you believe that this is something where it's about your personality and the person you are and the energies that you put out there and the conversation and communication skills that you have? Do you believe it's about that? Not even that it's about more or less, but focusing on what's within your control, as well as what are you doing outside of game. It's not just going out and doing the thing, which is, yes, that is important, but it's also about what are you doing outside of the activity itself. Are you reading books? Are you feeding your mind? High-level literature, high-level belief systems, questioning beliefs, listening to high-level thinkers, successful people, autobiographies, and understanding what the difference in between a successful person's mentality and somebody that is failing in life, and what is their mentality? What do they believe? Are you doing these things? Are you going above and beyond? Are you taking control over every aspect of your life that you can to affect the outcomes in your social life, to meet the kind of women you want to meet? Or are you making excuses? Are you lying to yourself? Are you able to be introspective? Are you able to be honest with yourself? Are you able to be your own worst critic, meaning that you love yourself and you want the best for yourself, which means you're also going to be the most honest with yourself. You're going to give yourself credit for the things that you're doing well. You're going to accept yourself for who you are, regardless of the results you get in life. But then you're also going to say, what can I do better? Where am I falling short? And not letting yourself off the hook. Being your own consultant. At the end of the day, you consult yourself. You draw your own conclusions. You're at peace with yourself. You take time to be with yourself, have conversations with yourself. It's not just about the communication that you have with others. It's about how do you communicate with one's self. That is highly important. Everything starts with the self. Having integrity with yourself, keeping promises to yourself, everything starts with the self. From there, you have an excellent foundation to come from to then go meet others. You're not looking for someone to fulfill you. You fulfill yourself in every single way. And then when you go out, it's not about what can you do for me. You're going out thinking, what can I do for you? What's your experience like? You realize that you have unlimited amounts of energy so that when you go out, you can have fun with everyone. You can talk to everyone. You can glean value from conversating with everyone because you realize there's more that people can offer than just their looks. If you find that people are judgmental, it could be because you're judgmental. Just like Carl Jung would say, that to discover the qualities that maybe you don't like within yourself, look at what bothers you in others. Look to yourself first. Pull the mote out thine own eye before you pull the speck out of somebody else's. Everything starts with you. So when you go out, you're adding value. You're conversating with everyone. Maybe you're merging sets. You're speaking to some people. You're a facilitator for others to meet one another. You're looking at how can you create a good experience for the people that you come in contact with for the night. And then inevitably, if you're talking to everyone, you're having fun with everyone, you're self-amusing, you're not needy or desperate for an outcome, yet you are hardcore about your outcomes and about your success. You're inevitably going to meet some attractive people that you might then want to pursue something with. But even then, you're looking at what is their experience like? How can I help them? How can I add value to their night? Regardless of that anything would happen between you or not. But funny enough, when you come from that headspace, you're more likely to make something happen. The hungry don't get fed. The richer get richer. Why is that? Because there's processes, habits, routines that are making you poor. There's habits, processes, routines that are making you rich. And the more that you do those things, the richer you get. Or in contrast, the worse your life gets. Now, furthermore, when you're done taking action in the night, when you're in the night, you take massive amounts of action. When you feel that it's challenging, that is a cue that you need to go into that set. You need to do that thing. Wherever you feel resistance, that is where the challenge lies. That is where the growth lies. Do not hide from challenge. Do not hide from your responsibilities in life. Do the hard thing. That is where the growth lies. Take massive amounts of action when you're out. Do not question things. Do not overthink things. Just take action. Afterwards, that's when you analyze your nights. What could I have done better? What did I do well? Everything that you judge your success on must be judged through the things that are within your control, which is ultimately your action. You are the only constant in your life. You are the only constant in the environment. My success isn't dependent on somebody else's actions. My success isn't dependent on whether a girl sleeps with me or not in a night. My success is dependent on whether I made the attempts, whether I put in work for the entirety of the night. Being honest with yourself, when you were out for 2 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours, did you sit around? Were you drinking alcohol? Were you avoiding the difficult approaches? Or did you get in there? I don't even care if I slept with a girl in the night. That doesn't dictate whether or not I feel good about myself at the end of the night. What dictates my success is, did I take action and did I step up in the face of fear, in the face of discomfort? Did I put in the work? My week is also based upon this same thing, not about results that I got, because the results are inevitable. If you're taking the right action, your results are inevitable. So instead, my success for the week is dependent on, did I follow through with the commitments that I made to myself? Was I honest with myself? Was I reading literature? Was I making use of my time? How was I spending my time? Was I spending my time wisely? How was I spending my money? Was I saving money? Was I spending money on frivolous things? Did I get to work on time? Did I wake up when I said I was going to wake up? Did I go to bed when I said I was going to go to bed? Am I holding resentments in my life? Am I forgiving people? Not for them, but for myself. Everything is a representation of the whole. It's not, how did I handle myself in this certain situation? Everything is a representation of the whole. How you do one thing is how you do everything. If I bitched out in one area of my life, that shows a lack of integrity in all areas of my life. If I was lazy in one area, then I'm going to be lazy in all other areas. It is not context dependent? Are you stepping up or are you backing down? That is how you are going to get results. And then at the end of the day, you also have to accept that you may never accomplish what you want to accomplish. So you must be happy with the process itself. You must find joy within the process itself. The process is what leads to the peak experiences. But if you can't enjoy the process, well, then what are you doing with your time? What are you doing with your life? Enjoy all moments of your life. Enjoy your life. Enjoy every moment. Be present to the moment. Be present with everyone that you speak to. Appreciate everything that you get in life because you are entitled to nothing. You are entitled to nothing. All you are entitled to is your efforts and your actions. So give yourself credit when you step up and you go into that scary situation that challenges you. You don't compare yourself to anyone. You compare yourself to yourself only. One of the best coaches to ever do it was John Wooden. And what he would say to the people that he trained was that I don't care if you win or lose. All that matters is, did you put in your best effort? If you can walk off that court and say you left it all on the field, then you can be satisfied with yourself. But if you didn't do everything that you could, if you didn't put in your best effort, that is a failure. So that's all that matters. And funny enough, that's how you're going to be the best and potentially maybe even regarded as one of the best. But you're not doing it for that. You're not doing it for the validation of others. You're doing it for your own validation, because what matters most is your opinion that you hold of yourself, not the opinions of others. You don't do anything for anyone else. Everything is for your own happiness, your own fulfillment, doing the things that are meaningful for you. But then funny enough, that's when you're more likely to want to be of value for others. The happier you are with yourself, the more you want to give to others. The more depressed and sad you are, the angrier you are, and maybe the less you care about the happiness of others. Funny how that works. So no complaining, and accept that there is no guarantees in life. That if you are going to do this, embrace that you may never get the results that you want, but also have faith that by taking the right actions, that you are likely to get results just like anyone else. Given you have the privilege in having the time to invest and the privilege to be able to take right action. Consult with others, get coaching, mastermind with your friends, film yourself, record yourself, do everything in your power to make those incremental bits of progress on a daily basis. That is where extraordinary results lie. Not within one burst of energy, one action, one accomplishment. No, it's calm, steady, peace, action, consistency on a regular basis. Almost boring. That is where extreme results lie. Through consistency of action on a daily basis. That's why you need to be managing your time. That's why you want to be working on your scheduling and planning out your days and valuing your time and valuing your money, valuing your mental capital, valuing the foods that you eat and the things that you consume mentally as well. All of these things are highly important, and you should be taking proactive control over every area of your life that you have control over. Do not surround yourself with negative people. Do not feed your mind garbage. Do not feed yourself garbage food. Treat this like a professional. You don't wait to turn pro. You are pro. It's a mentality. It's a muscle that you must exercise. And whatever place you are in life, take responsibility. Do not blame, do not be a victim. I'm where I am because of the actions that I've taken up until this point in my life. And yes, maybe sometimes that's a hard pill to swallow, but it's also the best mentality to have, because then it puts you in the driver's seat. If you want to improve your life, it's up to you, which means, are you willing to take action? Are you willing to take the opportunities that present themselves? Now, if you're ready to step up, you're ready to take action, get on a call with me at datingdestruction@gmail.com. Hop in a free 30-minute strategy call, and we'll address your personal challenges, issues, sticking points within your social life and in regards to women. And you can mastermind with me and take advantage of my over 12 years of experience in this game so that you can get the results a lot faster and find the solutions to your obstacles, challenges, and issues that you're dealing with without having to reinvent the wheel. So if you're ready for that, if you want to be a pro, if you want to take this to the high level, hop on a call with me personally, again at datingdestruction@gmail.com. And if you are even more serious, let's get into some in-field trainings together, where we go out in-field to the bars, to the clubs, having a great time, meeting women, showing you how you can do that yourself, the process and what that looks like. And again, you can inquire at that at datingdestruction@gmail.com. But otherwise, like the video. If you like the video, subscribe to my channel. Come on this journey with me together. And until next time, peace out, my friends.